Now this name change right here, from Haze to Haze, isn't that big of a problem because the pronunciation is pretty much the same. At least it's better than something like Molu or a certain other character that I like so much. I can never get over that name change. Haze is an apothecary that can convince people through technically peaceful persuasion. More like he's just gonna hit them with the axe though. Compared to the other apothecary who focus more on defending and healing, Haze is a more offensive apothecary with a higher base attack and more axe damaging move. He has two multi-hit axe move. One is a 3-hit random that can also inflict bleeding. The other one is a 4-hit random axe that can go first every single time. He also has a move where he uses axe and fire skill in the same move, but move like that isn't good because it's split into two different attack type, and one is physical and one is elemental, and there's no guarantee that the enemy is weak to both. Even if the enemy is weak to axe and fire, his elemental stat isn't as high as his physical stat, so the damage will be split anyway. Despite being an axe DPS, he can also apply a front row AoE regen to everyone instead of just attacking. He can do a lot for one character. He do damage, he do healing, he do shield breaking, and he deal damage. His first passive is not that hard to trigger on him because Haze himself has a regen built into him. The second passive is the strongest thing he have. Is on break, inflict 20% passive defense down and grant himself some buff too. A reminder that Haze has a 4-hit attack that always go first, so he can always guarantee to break the enemy shield. Passive defense down can stack with active defense down, so you can stack them together and help your DPS deal even more damage. It's the same reason why Rats still see a lot of play, because people put a lot of defense down on break accessory on Rat and uses priority 5 hit to abuse it. Also, you don't have to bring Haze as a DPS or in a full axe focused team comp. You can just bring him whenever the enemy is weak to axe, so you can use him as a support with the regen healing, use him as a shield breaker, and also inflict passive defense down so your other weapon type like sword or spear can deal more damage to the enemy. His ultimate is not worth it at level 10, so therefore it's not worth it to level 10 it at all. If anything, it's just a big axe nuke for him to deal more damage when the enemy is in break. Haze is more like an offensive Alphen, where he can do a lot of stuff, but his is more on the damaging type rather than the supporting type. Though he do have a few problems though is that all his multi-hit are random, so therefore you fight against multiple enemy, his axe multi-hit is not gonna be reliable. Another is that his nuke potency is a bit too low, like we had 2B with 260 potency and guaranteed crit, so it wouldn't hurt to give Haze also a 260 nuke. Currently, Ian, Haze is the second best axe DPS in the game. I say that Gertrude can deal more damage than him, but Haze can apply defense down passive defense down, which amplify his own damage and also amplify the other DPS damage. So I say that despite deal less damage than Gertrude, I say that Haze is better. In the Land of the Rising Sun, Haze does not see that much play anymore. I guess he still see a lot of play in the Apothecary Job Tower, where he can help out a lot in that place, but everywhere else, there are way too many other units that can do better stuff than him. Here is a comparison between Haze and Gertrude in terms of dealing damage. Haze has better multi-hit than Gertrude, but Gertrude has better nuke than Haze, because her is a 230 nuke with a guaranteed crit, and a guaranteed crit is basically a 1.25 multiplier to it. Both of their passive amplify damage deal to the enemy, but Haze passive is better hit than Gertrude, so if you do break the enemy with Haze, then I would say that his damage and Gertrude damage should not be that far from each other. Haze is a really good unit since he is good at healing and good at shield breaking and also good at amplifying your team damage. I would say that Haze can be even better than Alphen, but Alphen has the pomegranate shower which makes him stand out more compared to the other apothecary unit. So I say that if you have Alphen already, you probably do not need Haze. I say that if you do want Haze, then you can pull for him, since he only costs 2400 rupees to pity for his 4.5 star version.